I came home to a locksmith's van parked in my driveway. My stomach turned cold. The man was crouched by my door, drilling the lock. And there, standing over him, were my parents, smiling like it was their house. Hashtag, I bought the house in secret. My first real step toward freedom. For years, they controlled everything: what I studied, where I lived, who I dated. Every decision passed through them first, as if I were incapable of breathing without permission. So I didn't tell them, not until the papers were signed, the boxes moved, the key warm in my palm. At first, they pretended to be happy. My mother hugged me too tightly, her perfume choking. My father clapped my back with that false pride he always wore. But their eyes, they told another story. Ownership slipping from their grip. I should have known they wouldn't let go. It started small. A dish moved. Curtains drawn when I left them open. Mail tampered with. I thought I was paranoid. Until the day I found the mug, one of theirs, sitting on my counter, washed, as if it belonged. That's when I checked the lock. Tiny scratches around the keyhole. They had copied my key. I changed the locks that night. I didn't yell, didn't confront them. I wanted them to try again. You see, anger is loud. Revenge is quiet. I began to prepare. Cameras hidden in corners. A legal file started with dates, times, evidence. I researched property laws, break-ins, trespassing. And I waited. Because I knew my parents. The more I pulled away, the tighter they'd cling. They'd come. Step 1, documentation. I made sure every intrusion was recorded. Video, audio, time-stamped. Step 2, bait. I left my schedule where they could accidentally find it, with long hours marked at work. Step 3, trap. A new lock installed, high security, impossible to pick without heavy drilling. One that would make noise. And finally, the phone number of a police officer I'd already spoken to, waiting for my call. That Friday, I parked 2 streets away and walked home. Quiet, unseen. And there it was, the locksmith's van. My parents watching like vultures as the drill screamed into my door. My father's voice carried, "We're her parents. We have every right." Every word caught on camera. Every second, another nail in their coffin. I stepped out of the shadows, calm, steady. "Funny," I said, "because legally, you don't." They spun around, startled. My mother's face crumpled into her usual act. Hurt, betrayed, innocent. "Sweetheart, we were just worried." I cut her off. "No, you were trespassing, and I warned you." I pulled out my phone, dialed, spoke clearly. "Yes, officer, they're here, just like we discussed." The color drained from their faces. My father's jaw tightened. My mother's hands trembled. "You wouldn't?" my father hissed. "I already did." The police car arrived within minutes, lights painting the street red and blue. Neighbors peeked out from their windows, whispers spreading like wildfire. The officers stepped out, calm but firm. I handed them the folder I'd prepared, photos, videos, logs. "This is months of harassment," I said evenly. "Today, they brought a locksmith, without permission." The officer scanned the evidence, then looked at my parents. "Sir, ma'am, you need to come with us." My mother broke then. Tears, pleading, the performance she thought could save her. My father barked threats, spitting rage like a cornered animal. But it didn't matter. The handcuffs clicked shut. And for the first time, they weren't the ones in control. The locksmith stood frozen, realizing too late he'd been part of a crime. The neighbors watched, eyes wide, as my parents were led into the back of the cruiser. My mother's cries echoed down the street. My father's glare burned into me. But I didn't flinch. I stood barefoot on my own doorstep, calm, unshaken. That night, I finally walked into my house without fear. My house. Mine. And as the silence settled, I felt the weight lift. Years of manipulation, control, suffocating love, gone. They thought they still owned me, but I had already taken back everything they tried to keep. And as the lock clicked shut behind me, I whispered the truth into the empty rooms. They copied my key, but I changed the door.